The champ is back, Hunter Lawrence. Welcome back to Melbourne. The AUSX Open. It's good to be home, right?
It's amazing to be home. It's always so good to come back. The hospitality is just next level. We feel so loved and welcoming and just, yeah, it's awesome, man. Awesome. Really good feeling.
What's the dynamic like coming home? You know, last year coming back, it was the homecoming. It was, you hadn't been here for so long. It was the success you guys have had and getting to come home. This year it's a little bit different for you. How has that been and how do you feel?
Good, mate. It feels the same, like, honestly. It's just such a good feeling. The one thing I'd say this year coming back was, like, I've been itching to have coffee last year. I was like, oh, we'll see what they're all talking about. You know, here, the coffee in Oz is insane, and I never drank coffee before we left. So last year I got a taste for it and was just on 3 a day, and I was like, all right, like, we're ready to sling lattes.
Hey, last year, the winner here, got it done over Jett. Looking for much the same this year?
Yeah, I complete full transparency, like I could care less about the result this weekend, nor could I last year. The biggest...
Not even against your brother?
This weekend, no. No,
Yep.
I could care less. Honestly, I just hope everyone that comes along has the best weekend, the best time. We're here to, celebrate, bring home. Obviously, we got the Nations kit on, back-to-back gold medals for Australia. Like, that's more what's on the front of my mind. Sure, we're here to race and put on a good show, but just to be here with the home crowd and try and see and meet as many people as we can and just give them the best night possible. That's ultimately the goal of this event.
I have to ask the question, though, for you. It's like, how many more years do you see yourself doing this, doing the off-season races? I feel like you'll always rise for MXON, but with how big the American season is and setting up these bikes, Hunter, how many more years do you think it's in your best interest as a professional athlete to do it?
In my best interest, you could argue 2 years ago. But, I mean, we love to do this. Like, at the end of the year, we're, like, itching to get over here. Like, we get taken care of amazingly. We get great show-up money for appearance fees and stuff, like guaranteed. We're not having to go out and risk our life to get a bonus or anything, and it's just such an enjoyable event. We get to come back, inspire the next generation. We get to see so many friends and family and familiar faces. That is such a special thing. So, I mean, yeah, you could definitely argue, hey, we shouldn't be doing these, and, we complain about such a long season, but at the same time, like, the long season, the mentality we go into our contracted events, Vegas, for example, the mentality we're going into Vegas with, SMX finale, could not be more polar opposite to what we're coming into Paris and AUSX with, right? So maybe that's wrong of us, but at the same time, it's just, that's the reality of it, and it's the same for all the other guys that do it.
We've got to see a few years now of that benchmark of how it works in the US, and you still under the impression that season is too long?
Yeah, I think so. Dude, like, honestly, it has to do with the guaranteed money, right? Like, you look at the WSX series, there's guys that have also complained about long series, but why are they going and doing these off-season events? Because there's nowhere near the stress, there's nowhere near the preparation needed and importance on it, but they get a guaranteed bag to show up, have fun, go see a different part of the country, have a good bit of fun, and bit of training away from home, and then go back and keep training. So I think that's the biggest thing. But yeah, I definitely think the season's long, man. The season's long.
Hey, it's great to see you back here in Melbourne, mate. Enjoy it. We look to see you guys put on a show tomorrow night. Thanks,
Thank
Hunter.
you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Dean Wilson, AUSX Open weekend, the big one in terms of the schedule this year. But yeah, you come in with the red plate. Everything's been going really, really well for you in 2025. Does the excitement elevate for this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. Especially because we've had like 3 weeks off, so some of the guys have still been racing, and it's kind of just fired me up. This time off is like, I wish I was still racing, but I've had some good weeks riding and training, and yeah, it's just been a little bit of a long wait to race this, but this is the big one, and looking forward to it. Feeling good.
I said in a podcast earlier this week, we've seen you in Australia now for a few years, but to me, you really seem to be coming at one with the country. I say kind of Brayton-esque, very similar to the way that he really ended up being relatable to the Aussies, to being so competitive and also it's good for you in terms of your career. Are you feeling that this year, being more integrated within our sport here?
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to spend time here, but I've never spent this much time here. My original plan was to go back to the States, but kind of just under the circumstances that I've been dealt with, I just decided to stay. And I just wanted to have some good weeks riding and training. And then we made a bit of a trip out of it too. We went to the Gold Coast and just enjoying it. Very fortunate to have good friends here. I have a really good track to ride. The team, is just an hour from where I'm at. So everything just really is dialed here for me. And it's going well.
You've said publicly you don't necessarily track the championship. Your lead at this point is at about 30 points. But also this weekend, there's the Lawrence brothers are here and obviously the headline there. How do you set expectations for a weekend like this?
Honestly, just same mindset as it's been. Just going to take it race by race and just do my best. That's all I can do. I've been feeling really good on the bike. Obviously, Lawrence's, that's a tough ask for me to run with them. But I'll do my best. I'll try. I'll give it a good crack. Just focus on my starts like I have been and enjoy it, have fun.
When you think of AUSX Open and I know I mentioned Brayton, but when he managed to win this event, eventually that was kind of a highlight for him in his career. I'm assuming it would be the same for you. It would be a pretty big moment if you could manage to get that done.
Yeah, for sure. It would be a big highlight for sure. Like I said, it would be very tough, but we'll give it our best. Because last year I got injured the week before, so I raced injured last year, which was a really tough weekend. And then the last race of the night, I decided I had a shoulder injury, and I was like, I'm gonna try and let go a little bit and just not be so on safety reserve. And I almost got past last lap, but I'm coming in healthy and feeling good this weekend, and I'm happy with how I feel on the bike. So. Yeah, just looking forward to it, want to enjoy it. It'll be good.
Here with the number 4 of Luke Clout. Luke, a bit of a world traveller for you the last couple of weeks. Firstly, congratulations on Paris. What an amazing event. Just quickly, how was that?
Yeah, it was unreal, mate, honestly. Just to be over there and see, how crazy it is firsthand was cool. The French crowd was amazing. They're so into it, and that was probably the biggest highlight. Obviously, the event was world class as well. So just to be involved with that was awesome. And I'm just pumped that my riding was good, and had a really good time with the Bud Racing team. So it was a really good time.
Back here domestically in Australia now with the AUSX Open. When we flash back to Cronulla, was awarded the win on the podium. That was overturned due to whatever happened in that main event. Quickly, just your thoughts on that whole scenario?
Oh, it is what it is, mate. Look, I was happily there to take second. I had a really consistent, steady, solid night, and I was happy to be on the box regardless. And officials made that call, then it turned back. It is what it is, mate. I've forgotten about that now, to be honest. I'm moving forward past that. I got to take the positives from that weekend. Rode solid, went and had 2 good weekends overseas, and now we're here in Melbourne. So. Back on the 450 now, have a little bit of fun and just try and ride like myself and run up front.
You've had some good results in Marvel Stadium. I think, it's good vibes in this place for you, and I feel like you sort of rise to that occasion of what this event is and how big it is.
Yeah.
Just quickly, your thoughts coming into the weekend and just as motivated after, being internationally the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I'm 100% more motivated. Obviously you've got Jett and Hunter here, and they're obviously going to set the bar high. So for me, it's just to try and ride like myself, ride as best as I can, and be as close as I can to them guys. You always want to measure yourself against the best. If I can be out there with those boys or close to those boys, I'll be happy. But I always seem to rise to the bigger occasion, like the bigger tracks. And, we've got a big track here in Marvel over the weekend. So, I feel like the dirt looks a little bit more hard-packed this year. The dirt last year was a little bit average. So if we can have that kind of, more clay-based track, I think that'll be good for me. So, I'm excited, mate. We get to go ride press here in a minute and go out, have some fun, shake out the cobwebs and go racing tomorrow night.
You mentioned us during the week for 2026, more of a free agent role at the moment. You've done some time on the 250 in the last couple of weeks. I have to ask the question, Luke, would you go right at 250 in 2026?
Honestly, like the Paris thing was so kind of just not really last minute, but it was just kind of like, yeah, you got to do it on a 250, and obviously I was focusing on this, and I really didn't know what to expect when I went over there, and honestly I jumped onto the bike at press day, and I was like, wow, this is a lot of fun. Look, that whole weekend I had such a great time, and I really enjoyed the bike. I really had a ball, yeah, you know, if the opportunity presented itself and there was something on a 250, yeah, why not? I mean, it is what it is, going back to a 250, whatever. I don't mind riding the 250, it's good fun, and if something popped up, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, obviously got to focus on these 2 weekends, and yeah, we'll see what happens for next year.
You know, throughout the year as well, you mentioned you were getting to the end of your motocross career, and where you see this thing, like you've seen in the last couple of weeks, being a journeyman across the world riding Supercross. Is that a contributing factor for 2026 for you? It's, hey, I don't want to do motocross, I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to try and find that hybrid look to do this?
Yeah, I think the last 2 weekends have definitely opened my eyes a little bit more to what's out there. I definitely had, you know, an amazing 2 weeks with 2 different teams, got to travel the world, make really good money, and then, you know, I see the Australian motocross calendar come out, and it's just the same thing over and over. It's 8 races in 8 months, you know, and by the time it gets to Supercross, which is what I really enjoy doing, I'm almost burnt out. So obviously I got some things to think about, but you know, the weekend obviously went really well. There's some opportunities from that. We'll see what happens. We'll cross it when it comes, but right now I've got nothing set in stone for next year, and I'm just doing my thing, and 2 more races, and then we'll focus on you know, what's in front of me for next year.
Lastly, do you see yourself at Empire Kawasaki next year? Is that something you see in the future?
Look, it's there's definitely some talk about some things, but there's nothing set in stone. Look, I've got to speak to Tyson and figure it out, but you know, they've obviously made some moves with some other people and spoke to other people, and I've kind of been doing my thing overseas, so we haven't really sat down to confirm what's going on, but yeah, I think the Cowie relationship's really good, especially with what I've been building overseas. So I think that would make sense for me, but obviously we just need to wait and see what happens.
Cedric Soubeyras, the AUSX Open weekend is here. It's round 4 of the championship. So you've spoken about your excitement to race in Australia. You've had the very impressive results, obviously, in Paris just last weekend. But you're looking forward to this weekend. You're looking forward to making an impact here in Melbourne.
Yeah, sure. You know, coming back here after 2 good races in Europe makes me feel a little bit better, because when I arrived a month and a half ago here for the first time, I just had to set up the bikes and get used to the bike, because you have to know that I had only 30 minutes on the Honda before flying to Australia for the first round, and it was a hard first rounds, but you know, I'm making, I think, good, and yeah, right now Melbourne is one of the events that I was waiting for, you know, and now getting here after a good Paris Supercross, being 3rd of the first night in Paris, winning Stuttgart Supercross overall, it's like I feel good. I feel good to be here, back here, and yeah, now I know that with the big boys next to me, it's gonna be tough to be on a podium at the weekend, but I'm gonna push my maximum, and I know that I'm fit, the fitness is there, and the bike is working awesome, so there is all the things are going on the right way to have a good weekend.
What's been the most difficult thing for you to come to Australia and adjust to a new championship, a new series?
The first thing was leaving my family home. You know, I had a 2-year-old child, and it was hard to just let them. And but now they're here with me, so I will see how it works on my mind, if I feel better or not. But it was the toughest one. But after, for sure, jet lag, and but part of that, the championship. It's a little bit different. You have 2 main events. We have only 1 main event in France. Part Paris that have 3 main events actually. But yeah, it I had to get used to this kind of schedule, short races, but with not a lot of time to get to rest in between. So, yeah, I just, as soon as I arrived at the practice with Shane Boyd and Tiger Wood, we had to talk about how the schedule was to get used to it pretty quick. And I felt good directly first round, but it's another weekend. We are on a new race, and I've been there 2 years ago and 3 years ago for the AUSX, so I'm really happy to see this stadium again, and especially for the AUSX, because when I watched the AUSX Supercross when I came for AUSX actually on a Friday, I watched this event and I wanted to be part of it, and now that I'm part of the AUSX Supercross, I'm like really happy and I will push my maximum.
The number 9 of Lux Turner, the red plate, once again leading into round 4 here at the AUSX Open in Melbourne. You went home for a couple of weeks, did some testing with your new team there. How has it been the last few weeks, Lux?
It's been good. It's really refreshing going back to the US and that team being super comfortable with trying whatever. And honestly, they threw a base setting at me and it was good to go. So I'm pretty happy that I used my experience over here to gain more benefits over there. So it's been good.
Biggest differences you sort of found between your bike here with Yamaha and back with your team? How was that, and coming back to it?
Honestly, they have the same feeling, same power. It's just since they're able to run better fuel, it has a bit more power. But other than that, this bike is amazing. I didn't struggle at all.
Do you find going home, getting on a track over there, new bike, new stuff, come back here, you've got even more confidence, more riding, you spend a lot more time on a bike than a lot of these other guys here. Is that something you're like, oh yeah, we're good?
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of long motos back home, so just the confidence has been building since I left in Cronulla, so I'm really excited to get back to work.
I got to ask the question, when you get to Melbourne like this, yes, you want to go out there and win, but you know where you are in the points, and you don't have to push this to win this championship. You've got a good points gap.
Yeah.
Is that something you start to manage, or Lux Turner is going to go win tomorrow?
Honestly, I would love to go 1-1-1, 1-1 the rest of the rounds, just with the benefits and the gains I've made back in the US. But obviously, I'm in a state where I don't need to make those unnecessary risks. My plan is to whole shot every moto from here on out, and then honestly, from there on, I'll just ride it home. And if not, I'll just play it safe. I'm in no really rush, if that makes sense. I could be patient. I'll beat him in the end.
You're getting to see where, your Justin Braytons, your Dean Wilsons, where they really started their pre-season for next year. Did you find when you went home, jumped back on the Supercross track, you were sharp, you were clean, you were fresh straight away? Is that the benefit of racing here in Australia, preparing yourself for what we think to be 250 West?
Yeah, so yes, I'll be racing 250 West for BarX Yamaha. But the biggest thing I've gained from racing here and going back to the States is like you said, I'm so fresh, so ready to go. I'm already in the Supercross mode. My teammates just started out and they're like, I'm seeing the difference of them just starting out from their off season to me already in my season in race shape already. So it's been a huge gain.
Where do you see yourself in that race shape? Out of 100% of where your capacity is right now, whereabouts are you?
Honestly, I would say I'm probably the best I've ever been. And I feel like there's a lot more to gain just with my endurance. Normally when you take your off season, you take a month and a half off and you get back into race mode. It takes a while. I'm already doing 15-minute motos, no problem now. And that's huge for me because last year I struggled with that. So that's the biggest gain I've seen.
Is it almost mental in the way of confidence as well? You hear a lot of people, they'll get a start in the US or a heat race, they'll go to the front and they'll freak out. I feel like learning to win is something you've done here and you're doing it well. That can only benefit you back in the US.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to Justin Brayton about that, and he was like, the biggest thing you're learning is learning how to win. So say A1, when I go whole shot, I'm used to being up front, which in the past I would whole shot and I'd be like, dude, I don't belong here. But now the confidence from being here, it's just building. So.
Lala, she returned back with you again?
Yes, sir. Yeah, she's back.
Are we worried, the fans? Are we like, come on, sis, I got some Melbourne fans here. I don't need you here cramming my style.
She's going to take all my fans away.
How has that rule been, your Instagram followers? Since being in Australia, we get some more fans? You get some Aussie fans?
Yeah, I think I've gained about, 5,000 followers. I mean, I know that's not a lot, but for me,
That's more than I'm getting.
yeah.
Cole Thompson back here in AUSX Open Melbourne. You've done this one a couple of times before.
Yeah.
You like Melbourne?
I love it. Yeah, no, good venue, good track.
We think this will probably be your last outing with the Penrite Racing Empire Kawasaki next
Yep.
weekend, back to World Supercross for you. Is it almost like take no prisoners this weekend, gloves off, I'll just go do what I want? Is that the mentality?
Yeah, I think just try to do the best I can. First weekend I was with them, solid, not great, but solid. This round I feel like could be really good for me, and just more or less just get more gate drops in and do the best I can. And if I can be in the mix, that's great. And if not, just keep our head down and keep charging.
I feel like this track is probably more suitable to you, closer to what you're used to back home in the US. You think so?
Yeah, no, I think it'll suit better. This one always seemed to be favorable for me. Every year I've raced it, I've always been in the mix and up front battling. So I think just coming to a stadium that you feel good in and having that confidence helps a lot.
How's has that been off-season with like World Supercross, events like that? You were just in Canada, back here to Australia. Is that what you're using for your pre-season to really, do that Brayton-esque type roll and get ready for what we think 250 West?
Yeah, I think just having off-season races in general now are such a benefit. For me, I'm Supercross only these days, so having these 8 or 9 races in the off-season help sort of spark the fire and get you ready for A1 and all of the Supercross coming up. Most likely you won't see me at A1 this year. It'll be East Coast Supercross for me this year. I'll be doing the full arena cross. So I don't have weekends off. I pretty much go straight from World Supercross right into arena cross, right into Supercross. So for me, it's just going to be a lot of gate drops and taking care of the body and being on it every weekend.
Fireworks? We can see fireworks this weekend?
I don't know. No, I wasn't there. I wasn't at my best. I'll admit it. For me, it was just more or less trying to get through the race itself. I didn't have that speed or that outright pace to put it in with those guys, especially the Yamaha boys in the last one. But yeah, no, we're always in for fireworks. I'm sure at some point it'll come. But
do you find it just almost comes to you the point of we've seen it a few times. Right? We've seen it in Canada last weekend. It's like drama happens for Cole Thompson whether he likes it or not. But he's got a mentality of I don't care.
I just seen an interview. I guess I was cross jumping Colin is what he said. He claimed that it was intentional and it was deserving. I wasn't aware of cross jumping. I've never been told I was a cross jumper. I think he was just frustrated in general. And I've had races like that where the frustration boils over. He teed me up, and I more or less just had words, and I said, just if we're gonna race like that, let it be, what it is. And I didn't think much of it going into the second one. We were out together in the second one, out together in the third one, and like he said, he's racing for wins and stuff like that. He doesn't care to be battling with me. So I guess I'm not as superior as what I am to myself, or whatever you want to call it. I think he thinks less of me. So, yeah, nonetheless, I don't try to bring the attention. It just sometimes it happens in racing. And
you just shrug it off?
Yeah, of course, man. You got it.
I feel like you don't let it bother you.
No. It's like, to be honest with you, like I don't want to be battling for 4th and 5th. To be honest with you, I was frustrated with the way that race went. And when you're racing for wins, it's cool to be having those arguments or those fights. You've seen it a little bit with me and Shane last year, and it's cool when you're trying to race for wins. But when you're 4th or 5th, man, I was just like, I didn't even think it was a thing until I seen the Instagram post on it. So it is what it is.
Fired up this weekend, Cole Thompson?
Fired up this weekend. Try to put in a good result for the team, for myself, everyone here.
Good to have you back here,
Thank
mate.
you.
We'll see you on track.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Jett Lawrence here, AUSX Open, a big one for you to come back to Marvel Stadium. How much different is it 12 months on?
It's very different. We have another MX of Nations to bring back. Obviously, I think that makes this trip so special in a way. But no, I think it's always lovely coming back to Australia. It's a great reset for us. Great kind of not touchdown to earth, but like just a good come back to and just kind of realize where you came from. So yeah.
More familiar this time around. What can you take from an event like this leading into 2026?
I think the biggest thing is just learning the bike more, and learning little kind of quirks it has that we've got to fix. But I mean, obviously we have a great team behind. Our chassis, chassis mint right now. The engine's good. Got to still figure out a few more things with the suspension side thing, which I think that's a never-ending story. There's always things you can fix. So, but no, we're figuring it out, and it's just a good kind of way to test everything out. When you're racing, it's always handles different in a way compared to practicing. So I think, are we going this way or where's the media place? I think it's that way. Oh, sorry. You race differently to what you practice, so it's more like figuring out how the bike races and the things you need to change.
Do you consider this late in your off season or early in your pre-season?
I'd say early pre-season, I would say. I would classify it. I don't know, like, I mean, our off season's not really as big as most other sports, I would say. A lot of riders, like a lot of other sports, have months on months, where we only have a few, especially for the riders who do nations and stuff like that. So I'd say like kind of start of I'd say.
Yeah. What's unique about this event in particular? You've been in 19, you came last year, but last year Hunter won, so he has that over you. Does that make it even more special if you can do it Saturday night?
It does, you know. I've obviously got told that I've won basically everything there is to win as a professional athlete in motocross, dirt bikes, supercross, or SMX. So I think not having to win here, and I've been here twice already, is pretty disappointing in my eyes. So I think it is, it definitely drives me to come back and try and get a win for damn sake, you know. It's taken too long.
Hey, one last thing. When you fast forward just on 24 hours, what do you most look forward to when the lights come on at Marvel Stadium?
Honestly, I feel like it's when the lights go off for our open ceremony. I think that's the biggest thing I look forward to, is the open ceremonies for me. Last year was incredible, so I think I most look forward to that.